Hey. Hi, everybody. Today we are diving into a very powerful question. What's the question? Do you let fear hold you back from living your best life? Fear is one of the most universal human experiences. It can protect us, but at the same time, it could also paralyze us. And if we're not careful, fear can quietly run the show. It can stop us from stepping up into our most fullest potential. So let's unpack this together. Okay. Meanwhile, if you're new here, welcome. So glad you're here. If you know me, welcome back. My name is Karen Marinez. I'm an emotional wellness coach. I help the exhausted woman who struggles to feel comfortable in her own skin, has low self-esteem, and so she overextends herself to please others, and that leads to more exhaustion. But stick with me and I'll help you learn how to prioritize your well-being and find peace and purpose. I'm so glad you're here. If you're here and you are not a subscriber, please subscribe. I'll give you a moment to do that. It helps get the message out to others, and it also allows you to get into the chat and let me know that you're here, as many have done already. So glad you're here. So before I do my hellos, I just want to get right into this, okay? Because this is a really good topic. I'll share my own personal experience that I had recently, and we're going to have a good time tonight. All right, I was away on vacation, had a wonderful time, and I'm glad to be back and refreshed and ready for you guys. All right, so by now, if you're not subscribed, you probably subscribed. So we're going to do part one, understanding fear. What is it? What purpose does it serve? Fear is an emotion. All emotions have a purpose. So fear is not bad. It has a bad rap, but it's not bad. It's an instinctive response to perceived danger or threat. Our bodies, our minds, through all the experiences that we've had in life, interprets different things as danger or threat, and fear comes from that. We're going to talk about it. Sometimes fear is a mental and emotional block. It's the stories we tell ourselves, right? So it causes severe anxiety for some. There's the paralyzation, right? And fear is also a biological response. It's fight, flight, or freeze. There's the paralyzation again. Okay. So it's not we shouldn't fear, but we want to understand it. And we don't want it to govern our lives. We want to be able to control it ourselves so that we can live our best lives. We all want to be happy. We want to live our best lives. There are different kinds of fear, excuse me. There's fear of failure. Note this, there's fear of success. We've talked about that on this channel. There's fear of rejection and there's fear of change. So here's an example. Somebody who turns down an opportunity because of self-doubt. Maybe it could be a marriage proposal, but she's like, it's not gonna work. All the ladies in my life, in my family, great grandmother, grandmother, mom, divorced. I don't want to get involved with that. I'm destined to that. That's a story she has in her mind, right? Or this phenomenal job offer that is the same hours that you work in this job and you can make double, but it's like, ooh, can I handle success like that? I don't know. And then you regret it later. So that's where fear affects us in a very negative way when we don't control it and we let it control us because we live with regret. And our goal here is to regret proof our lives so that we look back 5 years from now, it's with a smile. Not that we didn't make mistakes, but we look back and say, I'm so glad I tried that. I'm so glad I did that. I'm so glad I jumped through the hoop despite the fear. So I want you to think about a moment in your life when fear stopped you from saying yes. What did you miss out on? And if you feel comfortable sharing in the chat, please do. Now I'm going to say hi to everybody. My dear Elvin. Hey, Elvin. Reignite Your Radiance is here. Hello, darling. Candida. Hey, Imani. Hello. My Cindy. Carolyn. Hey, Carolyn. I've been thinking about you. Tiffany. Hey, Tiff. And we have Celeste Rose. Hello, Celeste. Brenda. Hey, Brenda. Itza and Luz. We have some of our members here. Oh, this is awesome. We back at it. Yeah, Luz said feels good to tune in again. And I feel the same way. I missed you guys. It's been Good to be back, getting back into the routine. I had 2 weeks of jet lag because we went far. We went to Fiji and Australia. It was part of my fear. We're going to talk about it later. And they say the amount of hours of difference, time difference, which is 14, they're 14 hours ahead of me here in New York. That's the amount of days it takes the body to recover from jet lag. And sure enough, Sunday made 2 weeks and I felt normal again. How good that feels, right? Okay. Okay, somebody's saying, I'm not going to call out the names. I'm assuming this is a story of where you turned down an opportunity and felt regret. Exactly like you said, paying twice the amount. I said no, but my coworker said, girl, call them back and say yes. Oh, a job that was paying you twice. Whoa, you see that? Can you put in the chat why you said no? What was the fear? Isn't that something? Same job, same amount of work. This job is offering, another company is offering twice the pay, and originally she says no. What caused the no? And hang up, and then your coworker's like, girl, you gotta call them back and say yes. Isn't that amazing? Fear can make us do a whole lot of things, okay, that we look back and say, what in the world, right? She felt she wasn't qualified. All these, I'm so proud of myself because normally I say the people's names and I'm like, Karen, stop sharing people's business. Then you were feared that you didn't qualify. But obviously, if they called you, look at that, and offered you twice as much, they felt you were qualified. But you said yes. And how did it go? Put it in the chat so I can give everybody the update of how it went. Okay, nice. Thanks for sharing. Part 2, how does fear hold us back? I should have bought some pillows for visual effects, but fear creates comfort zones. And I put comfort zones in quotes because they feel safe. But listen at this, they limit our growth because you're stuck. You've ever had a baby and you put them in the crib or you put them in the playpen and you're limiting them. So they're safe. You can run to the bathroom and you know they're contained. They are safe. But could they ever learn to walk long distances being in that playpen or that crib? No. If they lived in the crib or in the playpen all the time, they'd be crippled, right? They would never get to grow. So she said it was a blessing for me to work part-time and do my volunteer work. Awesome. It worked out. She loved it. You were happy that you called back and said, yes, I'll take it. I'll take it, girl. And twice the pay. That's awesome. Fabulous. So we don't want fear to hold us back. Can we ever stop feeling fear? No. Is there anything wrong with feeling fear? No, it's an emotion. Emotions are messengers, okay? But when fear creates that comfort zone, it's like an imaginary friend because it doesn't really exist. You feel safe, but you're limited, okay? Here's an example. Someone that suffers from severe social anxiety because somewhere in their life they learned people are not safe. That person goes into the grocery store. No one's paying them any attention. It's not necessarily crowded, but there are people in there. They may walk back out because they get so panicky because there are people. And their comfort zone is back home, not just in their house, but in their bedroom, door closed, blinds shut. No one can harm me here. That's how people with severe social anxiety or anxiety, home, I want to be home. I want to be in my room. The outside is dangerous. That's what they've learned. And fear holds them back. It feels comfortable, but they're stifled because they're limited, their playpen, their crib, their bedroom, or their home. Another part is the role of perfectionism, right? So fear creates that comfort zone. It also says, wait until we feel ready. We're waiting for the ideal situation to start a project, to move out from our parents or move to another state or move jobs, change jobs, ask someone out on a date. I have to, all the things. Perfectionism. Fear can hide behind that. And we're waiting for the right time. And 5 years pass and the right time still hasn't come because we don't live in a perfect world. Perfectionism is impossible, but it keeps us comfortable inside our little playpen, inside our crib. Also, fear of judgment and how it makes us silence our voice. Before I left in July, we did a course on assertive communication. So many of us don't use our voice. We're afraid to talk. We're afraid to express our emotions, our feelings. We're afraid to say, I don't want to visit that. I don't want her in my house. I don't want this. I don't like this because we're going to be judged. Right? Here's a scenario: a woman who's been at home with her children since they were born, excellent housewife, excellent mom, and now they're in school, and she's like, her inner side is saying, I want to go back to work, but then she says, oh, but people will think I'm a bad mom, or my kids may think I'm abandoning them, and so she holds back. Now she's a stay-at-home mom, but she's miserable. Why? Because the fear is holding her back from making a move and from voicing it to her husband. He thinks, well, I thought she was happy, but now he sees her miserable. She's resentful. She's slamming things. The food doesn't taste as good. She's not as patient with the kids because she wants to go back to work. But she's afraid of what the neighbors are going to say, what her parents are going to say. You're going to leave the kids, but they're going to be how? Fear of judgment holds us back. And also fear of the unknown, choosing the familiar over the possibility of something better, like this person in the chat. I won't say her name. I'm trying to behave myself. I know this. If I say yes to this, even though they're going to pay me twice the money, what if I don't know? She got something better, right? Or people, they want to travel, but they've never been out of the country. They've never been out of their state. So they say in their minds, that country is not safe. That place, no, I'll just stay home. So Jack Canfield, here's a quote for you. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. If we could just get over to the other side of it, it would be amazing. So I'm going to ask you to pause, think, write down one area of your life where fear is currently making decisions for you. Again, we're not afraid of fear. We welcome fear. It's a protection. It's a natural emotion as well. We didn't have fear. We could go jump in front of a car. We would be in danger all the time. Fear has a purpose, but when it starts to control our life and make decisions for me and you, now it's a problem. So we have to control it. If you care to share, please share. What area in your life is fear making decisions for you? All right. Number 3, reframing fear. So it's not an enemy. It's data, it's information. In other words, as we always say, fear is an emotion, and emotions are what? They're messengers. That's it. It's just giving you information. It's data. Pulling up a spreadsheet and seeing what it has to say. So we want to reframe fear. We don't want to throw it to the side. We like the information, but we want to use it as a compass and pointing us towards areas of potential expansion. Hey, it's you saying something? I just see a G. Maybe you're going to finish later. Where can I grow? Where am I in my mind that I'm 40 something years old, 50, 30, 60, 70, and I've put myself in a crib. I've put myself in a playpen and I feel safe. That's my comfort zone. But where is fear pointing to that I want to expand? She says, growing my business. Yeah, fear holding me back. And that business, I know personally, people want you. They, this person that's in the chat is a event planner. She decorates weddings. And so people call her and she'll say, oh, I don't have that date. They say, okay, well, when do you have available? What? Yeah, we want you. They're willing to change their dates around to get her. But you see, fear, we're insecure. But it's okay. Now that's data. You need to be more secure in knowing your worth, your value, what you bring to the situation. Okay. You can also find stories of people who leaned into fear and found transformation. Isn't that a nice thought? Instead of pulling back from fear, we lean in. Hey, give me more information. Where can I do more work on myself? Where can I improve? We're not afraid of fear anymore. We welcome it. It's data, it's more information, it's a messenger. But now we're taking control. Oh, you see, someone says fear of going to the dentist. Yeah. And where does that come from? Maybe a trauma, a bad experience. But that's a necessary thing. Having our teeth cleaned, our mouth, it furthers better physical health, right? It's amazing, but it's mental, it's emotional. We all have reasons why we feel the way we do. Let's do a visualization exercise. This is going to be good. I want you to close your eyes and imagine that you're standing at a door. And if I was more into graphic arts and stuff, I would have done this and shared the screen, right? But I need you to use your imagination. You're standing at a door, and the door is labeled Best Life. But there's a guard in front of it, and he has written over his head fear, because it's fear. And that guard is guarding the door from you. But the door says, you're looking around him, he's here. And you're looking, you're like, Best Life. What's behind that door? I want what's behind that door. And fear is just standing there. What would happen if you took one step closer to that door? What would happen? I want you to visualize that. And that's what's going on. We need to push fear. Excuse me, sir. I need to get in that door. And he's like, oh, okay. But he's standing guard. He's protecting. But if you're ready to go in, he moves to the side and you go on in. And ooh, the best life ever. Let it begin, right? Good stuff. We have to put fear in its place. Push it to the side. Go through the door. Number 4, practical tools to move through fear. This is part number 4. Number 1, name it. So get specific about what you're afraid of. Some people have already put it in the chat. Going to the dentist, growing the business, afraid of success. Then challenge it. Ask, is this fear fact or story? Because our minds are so powerful, we can make up all kinds of stories about why we shouldn't do a thing. And then number 3, take small steps. Courage is built through micro actions, not giant leaps. Baby steps. 4, anchor in values. Fear shrinks when our purpose is bigger than the obstacle. I'm just going to say your name anyway. Your purpose, your love is decorating and planning events. It gives you life. You work hard, and at the end, you look at it, you're like, this was good. And you post it. When you do that and you focus on the end result where you feel fulfilled, you feel happy, your clients are like, thank you. You've made a bride happy. You've made her day. The pictures, graduation parties, baby showers, all the things. When you focus on that I love this, fear shrinks. Coming on today, I was like, ooh, I'm getting back on. Ooh, right? It's not easy to come on here and talk to y'all every week. It's still like, right, the nerves. But I love it. I know you can feel, you can tell I love this. I love interacting with you, talking to you, teaching you, showing you. Because I know it makes my life better and it makes your life better. So courage, right? Micro actions. And then what is my purpose? How would this serve me? One person got a better job. This other person goes to the dentist. My teeth are clean. I feel good. I'm confident. We smile. We want to feel confident. And my health is good for my health. It's with her business, growing her business. I feel great. And it's not just about the money, but the money is good too, right? But it's how you feel. Feel great. And you make other people happy. And that creative side, the juices flow, and wow. So focus on your values, your purpose, and then fear will shrink. You say, okay, I want to go through that door, Best Life. Fear, can you move aside, please? And he's like, sure. And then community support. Surround yourself with people. When I was doing my research, they can be called expanders. because there are people who remind you of what's possible. That's what I'm here for. Girl, do it. Do it. Okay, and enjoy it. Yeah, you see, Audie says it's a sister, and she said, you're very good in what you do. Sis, don't be afraid. But it's easier for other people to see it, right? And we're still like, but it's okay. The fear is okay as long as we do it. And so that's this community support, people telling us, you got this, it's good. So let me tell you about my experience. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go through that whole thing. Name it. What was I afraid of? I was afraid of, and I didn't even realize it until the opportunity for this trip happened to go to Fiji and Australia. I was like, oh, that sounds great. And I called Elvin, look at, and it was a great deal. But I was like, oh, like I couldn't picture Karen in Australia. First of all, it was never like a place that I was like, oh, I would love to go to. But why wasn't it? Because I just didn't think about going that far. What challenge it? Ask, is this fear factor story? It was a story. Why was I afraid of going that far? A few reasons. I love travel. It's one of my love languages. It's my sixth love languages. But that far, like to be over water, what if there's an accident? What's gonna happen? I need to take care of my mom. My mom needs me. When I was younger, it was like, oh, whatever happens. But as with this responsibility, taking care of my mom, who she's 85, she has dementia. For those that don't know, I need to be safe. But isn't the is it is the, that is not that's my story because I'm sitting right here. What if there's a fire, the doors collapse, or something comes? I'm in my home and I'm not necessarily 100% safe, right? I could be anywhere. I could have a staycation and still not be 100% safe, even though I didn't go far, but it doesn't affect whether I'm in danger or not. Our lives are always at risk. Right? No matter where we are. So I really had to challenge it. Like, and then it just seemed like that was like, wow, like the pinnacle of travel, like going so far. It's like, Karen, yeah, it's not going to Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico's a couple, or Florida, but it doesn't mean that your name shouldn't be attached to it, that you can't have that stamp on your passport. But these are things in my mind. It just, I can't even explain to you right now why, because I didn't even try to figure it out. I was just like, we're going. And Elvin got excited about it, and the price was right, and the timing was right, and let's do it. But we were both so nervous. We were so through the whole process. And I had planned it like like the beginning of the year. So this was August, we were going. But as it got closer to pack, all the stuff, so those were the small steps. Courage is built through micro actions. So it's like, all right, I look, it paid for the trip, booked it, deposit, the months passed. Okay, now the final deposit is due. All right, we did that. And all right, now it's July, Karen. Start getting your stuff together with, your bathing suit and da. Every step was like, we're going. It's our minds. And it was like, and my dad used to say, Karen, you're safer. There are more accidents in cars than there are in planes, and it's true. But when you hear about a plane crash, it's like it's devastating. But when I tell you this was like one of we always have great trips, but this was like because it was such an accomplishment for both of us, and we just had such an amazing time. And Australia is gorgeous. I love it. I would love to go back. I would go back next week if I could. It was worth it. But I had to get over the fear, tell myself a different story. Karen, that's not true. You could be anywhere and be in danger. You could fly to Mexico. You could go, right? Just because it's a shorter plane ride doesn't mean that it's any safer. And speaking of which, those pilots, I call them our everyday heroes, and they get off and they're all pressed and they look so handsome and we had all male pilots and they come off and I'll be like, thank you so much. I'll make sure I get eye contact. Thank you so much. And they're looking, someone just like whatever. And others will be like, you're welcome. Because I mean, wow, thank you. Right? Amazing. And then of course, the longer the flight, the better they treat you, the food, all the blanket, the ear, they give you all the stuff, just all the fixings. And they feed you really good breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. wine, right? Just a phenomenal experience. I'm so glad both of us, and me and Elvin, were like, we're going to do this. And I appreciate Elvin because he has anxieties. You know, he has anxiety. He suffers from anxiety. And for him to like, all right, but let's go, because he loves to travel. Like I love to travel. So it's like, look, there we go. And there's the values. We love to travel. So why should we limit ourselves to a 2 hour flight or 1 hour or 2 hour drive? Or, you know, there are people who limit themselves. They put themselves in a box, in a playpen. They say, I'm never going to fly. So if they can't get there by boat or train or driving, they can't go. I don't want to do that to us. Why we don't want to limit ourselves. And I'm so glad we did. The purpose was bigger than the obstacle. We want to get there. We want to enjoy. We want to say, I held a koala. Oh, I held a koala. And I was in a giraffe. What is it? Oh my goodness. What is the animal? Oh, my brain just went blank. And you know what I'm talking about because it jumps and it has the, oh my goodness. Oh wow, I can't think of the name of the animal. It just went but anyway, you know the animal that's particular for thank you. It's a kangaroo. Why am I thinking giraffe? Bopped, jumped right in front of us. And we're like, oh, and we saw it was phenomenal trip. Our values, our purpose was bigger than the obstacle, getting away and something different and enjoying and testing ourselves like, what is it like to take such a long flight, 16 hours, 18 hours? You know, just, it was great. It was phenomenal because the end result was we got there. And thankfully, we got there safe. We came back safe and all is well. There again, the fear, it was just a story that if I go that far, I won't be safe and I won't come back and be able to take care of my mom. That's not true. But I could have held on to that and say, no, no, we're just going to cancel the trip or not book it at all. And then, of course, community support. I have a client that had gone to Australia last year, so she was like, "It's so nice." Other people, "Oh my God, my aunt Lucy, my mom, my cousins, it's beautiful." Surround yourself with people who will support you and remind you of what's possible. And other people that have gone to Asia and all those things, you know, thanks be Elvin, Tiff, all these, and Itza, everybody's like, kangaroo, kangaroo, thank you. Why hold back? Enjoy. And when I tell you, behind that door was best life, it was so worth it. There is a person in this chat, and I won't call you out, but her name starts with a C. I'm so proud of you. Homegirl went on a cruise with her friends, with a bunch of friends. When I saw her on that cruise ship dancing and carrying on, I was smiling. I was like, look at her go. I'm so proud of you. You did it. You know who you are. Keep it up because I know there's anxiety about everything and you did it. Some people, a cruise in the whole like water. Oh, fear. Fear can hold us back. But if you've experienced cruising and you learn to love it, oh, it's like it can make travel phenomenal, right? So good for us for putting our fears to the side. Move over fear. I want to go through that door there that says best life and get in there and party, right? Do the thing, whatever it is. All right, let me look some. It says my goal this year was to do things that make me afraid. Oh boy, the reward has been phenomenal. You see that? I highly recommend that we all push ourselves. Yes, we got to do it. We got to do it. Oh, boobaloo. Elvin says, please hit the like button. Thank you, Elvin. I said a half hour in, Elvin. Please remind because I always forget. Thank you, Elvin. And if you haven't, please click on the like button. And if you know anyone that can benefit from this, please share it too. There's a share button there and share it with others. So just to summarize, we've all explored. We've all experienced fear, and tonight we've explored how fear shows up, how it holds us back, how we can reframe it, take control, push fear to the side, go through that door, reframe it as a guide instead of an enemy. Remember, fear will always be there, and we want it to be there so that we don't make unwise decisions. Fear holds us back from putting our hands in the mouth of a lion, right? From jumping off the top, right? Fear is a protection, but it doesn't have to control your choices. My choices. It doesn't have to hold us back. Your best life is waiting behind that door. It's right on the other side. We just have to push fear to the side. Thank you, fear. Thank you so much. You've told me about the dangers, but I'm not going to take it to the extent where I'm going to make up these stories in my head and I'm just going to stay in my little safe comfort zone and live a humdrum life. Let's get out there and do what we gotta do and enjoy and live our best life. For some of you, it's spiritual goals. You want to reach out and do more to help others spiritually. But what if I fail? But what if you fly? What if you're successful? That's fear of success. Some of you want to try new careers. Some of you want to speak up to your loved ones and set healthy boundaries. My clients, by the way, can I brag on my clients? My clients, like amazing work. I have a client who is planning on moving out of her home. She has wanted to move out for years. And, it's toxic. And she's she's actively searching. She got things in order. She's financially, right? The finances are in order now. Now she's actively searching. I have clients who have moved parents out of their home and they made it happen. They did the work, those micro steps. And now mama is in the home where she belongs by herself. And client is doing her thing, living her life because mom is very capable of living on her own. She's totally well and she's good. It's good for her, it's good for the client, right? I have a client who is she wanted to take pottery classes and it's like, oh, but she wanted to take pottery classes. Look it up. She thought she had to go all the way to the city. She found a place 15 minutes from her house and she's had her hands in that, enjoying it. And she even went and got her nails cut down. The nails were too long for it. She cut them down. I was like, oh, you really like this class. So proud of her. Other clients working with their children, setting up dates with their children for mani-pedis with the daughter so that we could form this relationship. And I want her to know that I'm in her corner and I've got her. Clients telling hubby, look, we need date night. I need this from you. Look, I don't appreciate that. When you say that, that hurts me. But give me a hug anyway, because I know you're not a bad guy. You mean well, right? All the things. People are busting down doors. My viewer, she's not a client, but she's here every week, going on a cruise, dancing and carrying on. Love that for her, right? Even Coach Karen getting on that plane for a very long time, 16 plus hours to get to Fiji and then come back from Australia, doing it, living our best lives. And I know you'll all have stories. Ooh, what's this? Here we go, Luce, jumping back into the job market after many years is bringing up the fear. I hear you. Great mom, kids in school. Let's do it. Micro steps. Look, I was going to say get the newspaper, no Karen. That's like from the old time. Get on that internet and start searching. Spread the word. You've got amazing skills. You're an amazing person. Any company will be blessed to have you because you're great. You're just beautiful. You light up a room when you walk in. Let's keep doing it. Let's put the fear aside. Before we wrap up, I would love to just leave you with some journal prompts to help you take a deeper dive in today's conversation. If you grab your notebook, or you can just think about it, or you could just watch it again and fast forward to this part and see it. These are 6 really good questions, some journal prompts. So the first one is, when has fear stopped me from saying yes to something I truly wanted? And that's the thing. How sad. Like, this isn't something that you're like, oh yeah, I would like that pink lipstick. No, I want that pink, right? When it's something that your heart desires and you say, and because fear shows up and you're like, no, not it, we're here and we want to grow up to here, but it makes us, it pushes us down here. We don't want to be down here. We want to be up here. We want to live. We want to really enjoy. But we got to learn how to take control of that fear. Or you say, fear, sit in here, put on your seatbelt. I know you're not going anywhere, but we're doing this. We're going. Mhm. Number two, what is one fear that feels most present in your life right now? The third one is, if fear was not in the driver's seat, what bold action would I take? So the goal is to get the fear out of the driver's seat. Picture it like a person, like it was at the door there. You getting over here, I'm driving. If fear was over here, what bold action would you take? For some of you, it's speaking up to your mom and say, Mom, I'm grown. This is my life. You have to let me live it. There's something as simple as that. Number four, what evidence do I have that I'm more capable than my fears suggest? Oh, we have Coach Gio here, who's Reignite Your Radiance. She did her first free class yesterday with her group. I was privileged to join in and see her just doing it. That takes a lot of courage. She offered it, people signed up, she prepared, she did the Zoom, everybody got on, had a blast. We all learned, we all joined in. Fabulous. We're doing the thing. And I know that was not easy. Hey, Leah. Leah says, just made it home, signing on, but the journal prompts are amazing. Keisha, my sister, says, your nieces like that one. Which one? And Kiara, the niece, says, laugh out loud. Which one you like? The journal prompts? How can I take one small step this week toward a dream or goal that fear has been blocking? We want to dream. We want to have goals. And it should be things. Oh, mom, I'm grown. Okay, of course. See, and I didn't even, it wasn't for you because I didn't even know you all were on. But yeah, I'm grown, Mom. Let me make my choices. We want to dream. Can I invite you to dream? Can I invite you to set goals? To search for your purpose. Our grand purpose, most of us are spiritual beings, and our grand purpose is to serve our Heavenly Father, our loving Creator. But up under that umbrella, that Creator, that God wants us to have the best life ever. He wants us to be happy. So what would do that for you? What would light up a fire inside of you? Some of you are looking at the screen like, I have no idea. I have clients and we're working on it, right? So for some of you, it's cranking up a sewing machine and going to work. Some of you have amazing talent. Whatever the thing is, for some of you, it's getting a driver's permit and then your driver's license. For whatever the thing is, do it, please, and push fear to the side. Get it out of the driver's seat into the passenger, and better put them in the back. All right. The sixth question is, how does my best life, what does it look like? And what does it feel like? And what role does courage play in it? Gio just said, I'm learning to put fear aside and take the joy. That's right. You did it yesterday, Gio. Congrats. Awesome. And Leah's cracking up at Kiera because she said, Mom, I'm grown. And the last question is, what would I tell a friend who was facing the same fear I'm struggling with? All right. So take a few minutes after this episode or as you go to sleep, kind of chew on it. Tomorrow, think more. Sit with these questions. Sometimes the answers that pop up, that bubble up, that rise up may surprise us. Like, is that what I want? But that seems so far-fetched. Could I really do that? No. They're often the very keys to your growth. And remember, micro baby steps to get to the goal. But do it. We don't want to live, this is an expression that I always say, a humdrum life. We want to live our best lives. And in order to do that, we have to accept fear, welcome him or her. Yes, you're here. Okay, give me the data, give me the information. What are the concerns? Okay, part of that's not true. This is fact. The rest of this is a story. We're pushing this to the side. Get over here. Actually sit in the back. And then we cranking up this call. Brenda says, what was number 6? Number 6 was, what does my best life look and feel like? And what role does courage play in it? If you want, Brenda, are you in my chat, the emotional wellness chat? I'll put them in there on WhatsApp afterwards, okay? If this resonated with you, please. Leah says she has some fears to address. Relocating to New York City lit my fire and is lighting up my life. Yes, it is. I am a witness to it and I'm in love with it. Love this move for you. Rah, 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 bravo, go girl. We're doing some amazing things around here and it feels so good. It's not always comfortable, but when we push it, that fear to the side, it feels so good. Okay, so step boldly, even if fear is walking right beside you. You walk, you don't have to leave, but we're walking. I'm going towards the goal. We're doing this thing. All right. I have some excellent news. I'm looking to make sure I got all the comments in. Next week, Vimes is going to be, let me start back. Vimes will be offering a new class called T5P. In Spanish, it's T5P. It means Técnica de Cinco Pasos, or a technique of 5 steps. It's all about emotional wellness. For the first time in English, it's going to be offered in October. The class, let me tell you about it. It teaches you 5 steps to get to the emotional cause, to get to wellness, but it focuses on whatever ails you physically. And it's a fascinating thought that every physical ailment has an emotional cause. Like, what? The first time I heard that, I'm like, what? It's fascinating, okay? It could be arthritis, fibromyalgia, migraines, menopause, stress, whatever the thing, insomnia. All of those things, even though they're physical, they have an emotional cause. So this class helps you to identify. You'll have access to a dictionary of ailments. If yours is not there, we will find the emotional cause and put it there. And it describes the emotional cause of this ailment. The class is, I've taken it like, I don't know how many, 4 or 5 times in Spanish. It's just like, wow. And it will begin in October. We will be giving 3 free classes next week. So I'm going to be live Monday at 9, Wednesday at 9, and Sunday at 9 next week. All right. I hope you missed me. We're going to be together if you tune in. For those who are seeing the playback of this video, the link to register online will be in the show notes of this video. Also, if you're not on my emotional wellness chat, the link will be in the show notes. But for you guys that are here, we're going to put it. Let me see. Okay, Alejandro put the link for the chat in the live chat here. But I'm going to put the link in the emotional wellness chat when we get off from here. You can register online. It'll give you more information about it, and you can register online. I'm very excited to participate because this is the first time that it's going to be done in English, but it's simultaneously going to be done also in Spanish. So it's going to be really exciting, but you're going to only tune into the English. Let me see if there's anything else. As soon as we get off, I'm going to send you the link in the emotional wellness chat that's on WhatsApp. Most of you are there. If you're not there, get in there and you will see the link to register online. Mark your calendar so that next week, let me give you the dates. The dates next week so you can put it in your calendar, darling. September 15th, which is Monday, the 17th, which is Wednesday, and the 21st, which is Sunday. I'll be on those days at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you'll have 3 free classes. Of course, they'll be on YouTube, so they'll be there, for replay. And then we will have the offer for the class that will then start in October. Exciting stuff. Again, I've never taught this class before, but I've taken it and I know how powerful it is. And when Alejandro said, Karen, are you willing? I was still with jet lag. But I was like, sure, because I know what it does. It can help so much. Some people have, the female issues, endometriosis, cysts, polyps, fibroids, all the things. Are you wondering what's the emotional cause for my fibroids, right? Phenomenal class. I promise. Leah said, I'm glad that they're offering it in English. Yeah, for the very first time. So get in. Yep, look, Luz. Luz took it in Spanish, loved it, definitely helped her. It's amazing. It just says, so happy it's going to be in English. Yes, and Leah said the same thing. So we're going to have a blast. Please mark your calendars. I hope you could be there live. If not, tune in. It'll be recorded. And I look forward to seeing y'all soon. We're back at it. We're back to work, right? That trip did me good. It was phenomenal. It was beautiful. I was able to disconnect, refresh. I read 5 books. We did a cruise. I read 5 books. Just because my mind was just, oh, it was so good. And now I'm back ready to work for you. All right. And with you. Love you all. Big hugs. Do well in figuring out what am I afraid of and telling fear, move over fear. I'm going through that door that says best life. All right. Love you. Mwah. Be well. And I'll be seeing you a whole lot in the next couple of weeks. Bye now. Take care.